Things change fast in Baltimore. With the Patriots game right around the corner, a piece of news dropped like a cold shower and immediately put everyone on edge. Kyle Hamilton is now questionable. And when one of the pillars of the defense suddenly lands in that situation, nothing feels solid anymore. The mood shifts, the plan changes, and that automatic confidence just isn't the same. Now, the question hanging in the air is simple, but heavy. What happens to this defense if he's not on the field? Because one thing is clear. This decision could completely change the direction of the game. Stick around until the end, because understanding the weight of this news helps explain why this matchup against the Patriots just gained a whole new level of tension. The Ravens' week was moving along like normal until one update changed everything. Kyle Hamilton injured his ankle during practice. Not in a game. Not on a big hit under the lights. It happened right there in the daily grind of preparation. And when something like that happens to one of the most important players on the defense, the tone shifts instantly. Practice goes on, but everyone's mind starts racing ahead to what this could mean on Sunday. Hamilton is listed as questionable, which basically means he might play, but nobody really knows. And that kind of uncertainty matters, because an ankle injury isn't a small thing for a safety. He needs to run, cut, change direction fast, and react in a split second. Any limitation there doesn't just affect him. It messes with the entire defensive plan built during the week. When a player at this level gets hurt, it's not just him who goes into caution mode. Coaches start adjusting practices, teammates stay more alert, and the entire defense has to think through backup plans. Kyle Hamilton isn't just another name on the depth chart. He's a guy who shows up everywhere on the field, doing things that don't always pop in the stat sheet, but change the game all the same. And that's exactly why this injury becomes the first major storyline of the week. It's not just about pain or recovery. It's about how the Ravens' defense functions when he's on the field, and how different everything looks when there's a real chance he won't be. From that moment on, the concern grows, because the issue isn't just the injury itself, but the chain reaction it can cause. When Kyle Hamilton shows up as questionable on the injury report, it's never just another line on the list. It's like pulling a key piece out of a puzzle that was built specifically for this game. The Ravens' defense is designed with him in mind, his quick reads, his aggressiveness, and the trust that he'll be in the right place at the right time. Without that certainty, everything gets harder. The ankle is especially concerning because it affects everything he does. It's not just about running straight. It's about sharp turns, closing space, reacting to quarterback, and sticking with fast receivers. Even if he does play, if he's not close to 100%, the Ravens know they have to be careful. And that alone changes how the defense takes the field. More cautious, less aggressive. Inside the locker room, players feel that immediately. Other defenders know they might need to cover more ground, take on extra responsibility, and be ready for situations that usually wouldn't fall on them. It's not panic, but it is forced adjustment, and that's never ideal heading into a big game. Situations like this show just how much Hamilton is more than just a good player. He's a stabilizer for the defense, someone who makes things easier for everyone else. And when that balance feels shaky, attention naturally shifts to the next question, just how important he really is to this team. Kyle Hamilton doesn't stand out only because of big highlight plays, but because of his consistency. He's involved in almost everything the defense does, stopping the run, covering passes, or showing up to help where it looks like no one else can. That kind of presence builds automatic trust, allowing teammates to play looser and more confident when he's on the field. This season, the numbers back that up clearly. Dozens of tackles, impact across multiple looks, and a constant presence around the ball. But the most important parts don't always show up in the box score. Many times, he prevents a big play simply by being in the right spot, forcing the offense to change its plan on the fly. The coaching staff uses Hamilton in so many different ways because they know he understands the game. He can line up deep, play closer to the line, match up with a receiver, or help shut down the run. That kind of versatility is rare and incredibly valuable, especially against offenses that like to mix things up and test offensive discipline. Because of all that, losing Kyle Hamilton, even for just one game, isn't a simple absence. It's losing vision, leadership, and confidence in a unit that already had to adjust earlier in the season. And once you understand that weight, it becomes clear why the Ravens invested so heavily in him.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Even before the season started, the Ravens made their feelings about Kyle Hamilton crystal clear by giving him a 4-year, $100 million extension. Deals like that don't happen by accident. It's a direct message. This player is part of the present and the future, someone the franchise trusts when the stakes are high. That contract came after a dominant 2024 season, when Hamilton played the best football of his career and led the defense in both impact and production. It wasn't just a good year. It was proof that he was already performing at a true star level in the league. The front office saw it, the coaching staff saw it, and the extension was a natural result. When a player with that kind of status gets hurt, the concern goes far beyond one game. There's long-term thinking involved, protecting the player's health and avoiding a rush decision that could lead to something worse. At the same time, there's a pull to have him on the field, because his impact is immediate. That balance between caution and urgency defines Hamilton's situation this week. He wants to play. The team wants him to play. But everyone knows the decision has to be the right one. And that pressure only grows when the next challenge is anything but easy. The game against the Patriots isn't just another one on the schedule. It's a tough matchup against a team that's back to playing confident, competitive football. Facing a young quarterback like Drake may require a defense that's organized, fast, and disciplined. And Kyle Hamilton is exactly the kind of player who helps keep everything under control. Without him, the defense loses someone who often reads a play before it even develops. Someone who closes windows, confuses the offense, and shows up right when the quarterback thinks he has an advantage. Against a team on the rise, one misread can turn into a big play fast. Hamilton is known for his work ethic and how seriously he prepares. Even when he's dealing with injury, he'll do everything he can to be on the field because he knows how much this game matters. But no matter what the final decision is, just the possibility of his absence already changes how the Ravens approach this matchup. And that's where everything connects. The practice injury, the questionable tag, his importance to defense, the massive contract, and the challenge ahead. Kyle Hamilton isn't just another player in this story. He's a central piece that could decide how this game unfolds. In the end, it all comes back to the weight Kyle Hamilton carries on this team. This isn't just an ankle injury. It's a chance that the defense might take the field without its main source of balance, vision, and reaction. When he plays, the Ravens gain control, confidence, and aggression. When he's questionable, the game shifts before kickoff even happens. And every detail matters more against an opponent that doesn't forgive mistakes. Now, picture the scenario. A tense game. The Patriots offense trying to build momentum, and the defense having to respond without knowing if its leader will be out there. Should the Ravens risk playing Hamilton if he's not fully healthy? Or is the smarter move protecting their star for the long run? One thing is certain. This decision could shape the outcome of the game and maybe even the season. That's why this matchup isn't just another date on the calendar. It's a test of trust, strategy, and identity. And once the ball is in the air, everyone will see exactly how much Kyle Hamilton matters, or just how much he can change everything if he's on the field.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.